then the quality of content for TikTok. And yes, I don't know whether you saw this, Nicole, Sun Xueling's latest TikTok video. I think some PAP MPs or some MPs in general or politicians should just stay off TikTok. And while I think definitely it will help reach out to younger voters, I think it's also condescending to younger people, thinking that if you have a good TikTok game, then you're going to get the votes of the young people, right? I mean, the Malaysian election, the three most popular online personalities, Khairi Jamaluddin lost, Nurul Izzah lost, Syed Saddiq barely won. And he is more popular than anybody else. So voters definitely look, I mean, just because you go viral doesn't mean people are going to vote for you, right? Yeah.
I mean, that was absolutely spot on. I mean, that was quite a... So personally for me, I haven't really had the time to follow the Malaysian elections very closely, apart from what my Malaysian counterparts have been talking to me about. But I did make the same observations as you, that like, hey, these people are quite popular. They are even known beyond Malaysia, and they've even come to Singapore for state visits and all. And yet, for some reason, like that didn't quite translate into votes.
Right.
So for me, that's very interesting. And that's also part of the reason why, you know, during when it's downtime, when it's not an election period, people do ask me and pressure me on the back end. They're like, hey, please lah, you know, you need to do more on social media. Can you please do more on TikTok? Can you please do more on Instagram? Can you do more lives? You know, and I completely refuse. And I'm not refusing because I don't want to play the social media game, but I think it's just a hamster wheel that you're never going to pop off. And I think you're just going to be, you know, thinking like, oh, what's the next big social media moment that I need to like get hold of? And I think that's a very irritating way to live your life, honestly. Like, that's not the right way to live. I think usually like on a daily basis, I don't even think about social media. I kind of just use social media as my report card just to update everyone on like, you know, the walkabouts that I've been doing. And I kind of suspect that, you know, people are getting a bit bored of that because like my numbers are dropping lah. But I mean, it's fine because it's a low period anyway. But it's literally like, you know, picture walkabout, like, well, I spoke to this resident, you know, and it's just like, I mean, that's just me lah, you know. I'm not going to sit around ideating because I don't think that's going to shift the needle at the end of the day. And I think that, you know, we are not influencers first and foremost, we are politicians, and I think we really need to take note of that. Yes, there is an element of online engagement that needs to be done, but I think that that is just a very small component and we should not overemphasize that too much.
I think we should put that on a mark. We are not influencers, we are politicians, and I think a lot of politicians are losing sight of that. And I just wanted to say from my experience, because as you know, my parents live in Simei, and during the hustings, you came over to my parents' house twice, and the PAP wasn't didn't even come once, or maybe we're not in, I don't know, but we didn't see her once. And I think nothing can replace the ground game, right? Especially in systems like ours, right? It's not proportional representation system; it's a plurality system. So nothing can really replace the groundwork where the connection between the candidate and the constituents really matter.